2019 was a year of transition for Allegany County as the county continued building a foundation for growth and development. Tonight, we reflect on moments from 2019 where the community came together, where we invested in the county's future, and where we continued to plan for tomorrow. Ultimately, the path forward in 2020 will be based on the partnerships we established in 2019. Allegany County government stands ready to work together in this new year, knowing that little can be accomplished by one, but much can be accomplished when we build our community. Before beginning the State of the County address, we'd like to thank some of our elected officials, partners, and the staff who are critical in advancing the policies of this board and moving our region forward. I believe the elected bodies of Allegany County are more united than ever. Mayor Morris and the Cumberland City Council entered into a memorandum of understanding 11 months ago in February 2019 in this room to set forth efficiently and effectively addressing the delivery of services between the City of Cumberland and the county. The era of divisiveness and division between local governments is over. And while there's more work to do, tonight's announcement of a merger between economic development efforts between the city and county is long overdue. In no area is this more important than economic development. There has to be a change in our status quo. Just 5 years ago, not only did we lack communication between economic development entities, in some instances we were working against each other and withholding information. Now, not only are we prepared to undertake joint projects, but we will have consolidated into one economic development entity for all of Allegany County. This will bring a cost savings to all residents, will streamline our structure, and will lead to more accountability and improve our efforts to spur growth and development in our community. This year, the county completed the Economic Development Strategic Plan with the assistance of Thomas P. Miller and Associates. This plan sets a path forward of economic development for our region. Finally, we will have a set of common goals, a plan, and one organization to achieve our desired outcomes. This new entity, the Allegany Development Corporation, will be tasked with carrying out this plan and projects and will be measured against the benchmarks and timelines laid out in our report. We must work together in unison if we are to achieve the type of success that our area desperately needs. 2019 was a year of coming together across our community. Leaders empowered our youth and invested in our area's entrepreneurs. Local government on all levels continues a commitment to these themes as we move into a new year. Our community was met with both tragedy and triumph in 2019, and we were all devastated by the news of the closure of the Luke Paper Mill, a 130-year institution in our community and was a regional creator of a way of life for many of our citizens. County government led the effort to organize a multi-state resource event that included 70 employers who offered employees jobs on the spot. Working with our state and federal partners, we successfully secured job training and benefits for the affected employees of Verso Corporation, who are now undergoing training at the county's facility, Western Maryland Works. Hunter Douglas celebrated 100 years of innovation this year in Allegany County. Commissioner Caparelli was on hand to greet workers and company executives who have invested greatly in our community. We honored community heroes like Mr. Floyd Wigfield, a World War II veteran, on the 75th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. We greatly expanded our OP Repair and Improvement Fund. This year, we allocated $76,000 to assist over 70 residents with the improvement of 8 roads, which, while they all pay county taxes, they do not receive the benefit of having a county-maintained street. In March, it was recommended that the Board of Education should hire more mental health counselors in middle and high schools to help with the increase in teen suicide and violence. This was offered as a possible use of the $300,000 increase provided by the county to the Board of Education. In November, I'm proud to report, in a compromise and unanimous vote, the board hired 4 mental health counselors and 4 additional school resource officers. In July, we worked with the health department to create an online inspections database so the public can view inspection reports and results of all food establishments in the county. And in September, we banned the use of automated speed cameras in Allegany County. We introduced a code home rule bill that would ban them on all county-maintained roads. And while bans are in place in some states, Allegany County is the first county in Maryland to ban the devices. Unlike other counties, Allegany County isn't going to rely on these cameras to balance our budget. These cameras are about cash, not safety, and they do little to improve driving habits and act only as a tax on motorists everywhere. State of Maryland collected $64 million in revenue from the program in 2018. This year, a number of businesses opened or expanded operations. We welcome the expansions of the Toasted Goat, now located at the historic Hotel Gunther. J&J Bates in Frostburg started an axe throwing range in its existing shop, which is unique to Western Maryland. We also welcome Holy Grounds in LaVale, Base Camp Coffee in Cumberland, and Dig Deep Brewing Company in the historic Footer Dye Works building. All of these new or expanding businesses support economic growth and promote the livability of our communities. County government also moved forward on a number of key investments in the future of our community. We announced a partnership with major residential growth at the property formerly known as Cumberland Chase. And tonight, representatives from Lyons Manor are here to provide more good news on that opportunity for the area's seniors. We established, in concert with the state of Maryland and Allegany County Public Schools, a youth apprenticeship initiatives for the area's high school seniors. Allegany County government and Willits Technology, among others, were the first to give these students a chance to earn while they learn. The Board of County Commissioners established a future fund to utilize economic development funds to seed business attraction and location to the area. The board also approved the renovation of a facility in LaVale to create a first-of-its-kind workforce development space called Western Maryland Works. This facility, which will officially open March 1st of this year, is a partnership with Allegheny College of Maryland and utilized 100% local labor and contractors and is utilizing local vendors for materials. It will also be the training home for the React robotics team. With each of these investments, we are saying loud and clear that Allegany County is open for business. We're not interested in placing undue regulatory barriers in front of people who want to realize their dream to start or expand their own business, which may have been done in the past. We promise to work to eliminate as much red tape as possible for residents seeking to build up their home or business in Allegany County. To that end, the Board of Zoning Appeals, on remand from the Maryland Court of Special Appeals, took up an application for wind technology in Allegany County. This is why the case was heard again locally. We decided to stand by the decision of the Board of Zoning Appeals, first when they voted against the windmills and now when they have approved them. This project is supported by every landowner and every adjoining landowner. Let's not forget that Allegany County is surrounded on three sides by commercial wind farms, with windmills no more than 2 miles from our borders in 3 directions, including one in Somerset County, Pennsylvania, 738 feet away. Somerset County, Mineral County, and Garrett County have a combined 297 wind turbines, generating energy, local jobs, and most importantly, tax revenue each day. Garrett County brought in $3.25 million in tax revenue this fiscal year from their wind projects. The proposed $110 million project on Dan's Mountain would bring in an average of $951,000 in tax revenue each of the first 10 years, making it instantly the 3rd largest tax assessment in the county. This project, which is to be sited on Dan's Mountain, provides much-needed tax revenue for the county and construction jobs for local companies. The Board of County Commissioners was clear. We will not stand in the way of a company seeking to legally construct a project within our borders due to unsubstantiated claims. Our neighboring counties are realizing real revenues due to the development of wind energy in their jurisdiction without any loss of home values. In none of the 3 neighboring counties has this occurred. Why would we expect it to happen in Allegany County? This debate on windmills is not about whether they're a good form of energy or whether you like them. The question this board faces is this. We adjoin 3 counties with 297 windmills, generating millions of dollars a year in tax revenues, which help pay for police, education, infrastructure, and other critical needs. Does Allegany County want to miss out on this revenue? Even when every landowner and every adjacent landowner approves of this project, should the Board of County Commissioners attempt to nullify private property rights into the decision of the Board of Zoning Appeals to fight this project and purposefully miss out on over $9.5 million in revenue over the next decade? As a fiduciary of Allegheny County government, I believe that it would be detrimental and a disservice for Allegheny County to simply pass on this project and the important revenues associated with it. Securing new businesses and new streams of revenue is how we build a secure future for our community. Allegheny County government has been resolute in planning for tomorrow. We've expanded the state's enterprise zone designation for the community to include Barton Business Park. We established a Get to Work program that meets the needs of our businesses in the North Branch Industrial Park and commissioned a concept of operation study for an autonomous vehicle center in partnership with Frostburg State University. We provided community enhancement funds for both Cumberland and Frostburg to facilitate their blight removal and growth opportunities. And we established a 3-year contract with the Greater Cumberland Raceway. In addition to the traditional grants for EMS and Public Works, we received a $3.2 million grant and funding for various projects across the county, and that was one. This included over $700,000 for public safety, law enforcement, and opioid response. While we have a glimpse of some light at the end of the tunnel, the effects of the Verso closure are yet to be seen. With mandates from the state looming, such as minimum wage, which increased again January 1st of this year, in the future passage of the Kirwan Commission's recommendations, we will move forward conservatively and make tough decisions required to balance a budget without tax increases. We will make cuts if necessary without government instead of asking taxpayers to pay more each year. In closing, I would like to quote from A History of Allegheny County. While it was written 44 years ago, it remains as accurate today as it was then. Another attitude which has retarded development in this area is a mental isolationism. Afraid of change, many people have attempted to preserve Allegheny County as it's been in its past, rather than to allow it to move in the future. These isolationists are often complacent and proud that the region's been spared many of the ailments of modern American society. It's certainly true that Allegheny County was a pleasant place to live, free of rampant crime, pollution, overcrowding, filth, and impersonality of urban areas. It's also true that, however, that some change is unquestionably necessary in order to solve the region's acute problems. Thank you all.